Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today I decided to share with you guys some physical media pickups that I did in the month of March and April. Majority of them are actually March. I went ahead and combined the two because some of the stuff I ordered in March kind of bled into April, and then I think technically only bought 2, maybe 3 titles in April. And usually I never get this much in a month, much less a year. But I believe there's 25 titles to get through. So I'm going to try to make it, kind of shortish. I do want to talk about some of them as I go through them. But basically over the last 8 months, I've decided to get more into my physical media collection. I've been watching physical media collectors on YouTube. And just, watching them, and there's a couple of them I love watching just because they're talking about their favorite movies. It's not about the new releases, even though I watch those too. 9 times out of 10, I don't really care about the new releases. It's interesting just to see what's coming out. Even the boutique labels, which in the past 8 months I've slowly started to get into and even know about. Because most of the time I just did like everyone else, whatever studio released something, I would get it. But, yeah, I'm kind of diving into the boutique labels. Again, it's kind of expensive, though, so I don't usually go there too often as, to actually purchase things. But I do have some things in my collection that I have done that with. But, yeah, what I'm planning on doing, and I kind of want to do some videos, maybe once a month. If I remember to do them. But I'm going through my physical media collection to watch everything. And so at the end of the month, kind of just get on and tell you, what I was watching this month. Most of my titles are old. I don't know. I mean, I have stuff anywhere from the 80s on up, some stuff that's older than that. But I don't think I've bought any major titles recently except for Wicked. I think, because I want to say even all this stuff it's old. There's been new releases, new 4K releases that I may have picked up because I guess a couple years ago I got a 4K TV and thanks to my best friend. But so I've just now started to dive into the 4K. I don't have a huge setup or anything, and I'm not a film connoisseur, so I don't know all the specs and this, that, and the other. So honestly, don't expect that kind of stuff from me when I'm talking about this. It's more or less me just wanting to share my physical media collection with you guys. So let's go ahead and dive right in because I've wasted 3 minutes talking. So we're going to go and we're going to get started with the very first one. And that is, I picked up Gotham, the entire series. I got this from Groove, I believe it was. It was on sale. It's more than I would normally pay. But it was $60, and I was kind of on a Marina Baccarin kind of vibe at the moment because I had just finished rewatching Firefly, and I had just met her back in February, and so I was just in a vibe at that time, and I didn't honestly even know she was in Gotham. So when I knew that, or when I found that out, because I went to a panel or whatever. I was like, I'm buying this. It's kind of a blind buy. I watched probably the very first disc. I used to work at a library, and I think I rented the very first disc from that. It was really good. And then I never really got back into it, only because I think I just kept waiting for people to get off. I was on the waiting list to get the next the next disc, and people were just not returning them, and so I gave up. But anyways, there's the first one. Gotta figure out where to go. Okay, let's put that there. All right. So next up on the list is this is a bit of nostalgic. I talk about this movie or bring it up quite frequently just throughout, and I met Katie Seagal again a few months ago, along with Marina, and so again I just got nostalgic and I kind of started looking for the movie. I never owned it, but I went ahead and picked up Smart House. So and I just watched this one I think it was in March, like when I bought it. I went ahead and watched it, and you can tell, like, you know, it's aged as far as a lot of the stuff that the Smart House does, of course, you know, is nowadays just general. Like, we all have the Siri, we all have the Alexa or whatever. I don't use them, but you know, so she was like the OG before all of that. So I picked that up. The next three on my list, I was actually searching for this one. So this is Maleficent. I wanted to upgrade this one, even though technically I guess it's not really an upgrade because, again, because I'm discovering all these things. This is more of a 4K upscale. So it's not really, you know, a 4K, but I had the second one in 4K. So I just, like, for OCD purposes, I wanted to go ahead and have both of them in the same format. But it also comes with the Blu-ray, so I think, yeah. So, I mean, I have both of them. Did I need it? No, because my player does upscale Blu-rays automatically. So technically I didn't need it. It was more of just like an OCD thing because I wanted them the same. So I picked that one up. But when I picked that up, I went ahead and picked up the 4K of Mary Poppins Returns. Again, this one I didn't check. I just, because I was on there and they were cheap. They were like $11. And I already had the Blu-ray, so I was like, oh, let me get it. Not realizing that, again, it was like an upscaling, so it was kind of like double dipping at this point. So, I mean, I'll probably get rid of the Blu-ray, even though the Blu-ray one that I have has the slipcover on it. I'm not a huge person that has to have the slipcover, but I don't know. So I may end up keeping it, I'm not sure, but went ahead and picked that up. Along with that one. And then the final one I got was Cruella. This one I never owned. So this was just a good purchase. Again, it was $11. And this one's really good. It actually came with a red cover, or a red case. Problem was, I don't know if you can check that out, but there's like a big there's a big chip and like completely missing at the top. Also, there's a scuff on the back. I don't know if I can... Yeah, you can kind of see it in that light. And it's got a weird thing here, too. So, wasn't really happy with the case. Because, I mean, it was supposed to be, brand new. But that made me a little wary. But I went ahead... Thankfully, I had an extra case. So I went ahead and replaced it. And I actually like the black one better. With the red, it kind of washed out everything. With the black case, it makes the red on the thing pop. It makes her pop more too. So, I like it that way. So anyways, moving on. We're not here to talk about cases. Just throw that back there. Next on my list, I loved this show when it was on. I think it was 2018, maybe. Could have been, more recent. I can't remember. It only lasted like 10 episodes, and it was really good. I was kind of heartbroken when it ended. They never released it here. I kept checking. And now that I have a player that can play, anything and everything, I decided, you know what, let me just look that one up. And I found a copy of Reverie on eBay for like $11. It's the Australian copy. I think it only was ever released in Australia and Belgium, maybe, because that's the only two I ever saw when I was looking it up to even get this, and I only found the one copy. I'm a little nervous because the last disc on it was loose and has a major scratch situation happening on it, so I'm hoping it still plays. If not, I guess I'll be searching for another copy, but I'm in the middle of rewatching this, so hopefully when I get there, everything's going to be good. I like my discs, perfect, but beggars can't be choosers. The next three, I ended up getting... Let's see. I think I got these off of deep discount. I was specifically looking for this one, which was Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and everywhere else I went, it was like... I want to say it was like $20 some or something, and I'm like, I owned this, way back. And like I said, when I got rid of a bunch of stuff, I got it, when I owned it, it was on DVD. So regardless, I would have probably tried to upgrade it. But yeah, I ended up finding it on deep discount for a decent price. So I went ahead and grabbed that. And since I had never bought from them, I had like a coupon too. So while I was there, I went ahead and picked up the normal Tomb Raider. Not Lara Croft Tomb Raider, but just Tomb Raider. This is from 2018. I like both of the Tomb Raiders. To me, this one, you know, again is... Oops. This one is more, you know, that classic style of the Tomb Raider that most of us grew up on. And then this one is more with the grittier, the new school kind of Tomb Raider. But I actually like it. You know, I love the games, and this one was really, really good. It was just like, to me, there were certain parts in the movie I remember that kind of gave a nod to just the way the action was in the game, not necessarily like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the one with Angelina Jolie. I felt was more just like a fun, you know, video game movie. Like, it's not meant, you know, it didn't take itself seriously. Where the other one, again, was a little more grittier and stuff like that. But anyways, I wanted to get both of those. Then I went ahead and picked up Serenity. I had never had this one, nor have I ever seen it. Which is crazy because I absolutely adore Firefly. But I think when I was watching Firefly and I heard this was coming out, I didn't realize that it was kind of like a wrap-up. I thought they had just taken, you know, basically the 2 episodes that were called Serenity in the show and just put it into this. Because again, I don't really do, you know, even back then, I didn't do research, even with my favorite shows. I just watched them, and if they ended, I was, you know, heartbroken. But anyways, never seen this, so I'm excited to watch this, especially since I just recently rewatched Firefly. But we had those. The next one up on the thing, never owned it. I remember watching it, and it's called Wild Things, with Neve Campbell and I think her name was Denise Richards. Yeah. I remember watching this forever ago and kind of semi-forgot about it. And then I was watching a YouTuber, I want to say it was AV Pop Culture, maybe? And I don't remember what movies he was talking about that. Anyways, this one came up. He was talking about it, you know, when he's bringing up little clips or whatever. And I started looking for it. Looking for it again. I had placed it on my, what do you call it? I think it was on my Arrow, like, wish list. But it was $35. And so I never really looked back at it, and then when he did it, I remembered again, so I went and to see if it was on sale. Found it on Amazon for $25, but then when I went on there, there was like a coupon for like $5 off. So $20, I went ahead and picked it up. So yeah, it's the 4K of Wild Things. The next one up was a pre-order, and this is like one of my top 3 favorite animes. So I went ahead and picked up Spy Family Season 2. Of course, I already own Season 1. So yeah, this was a must-have. So that was a pre-order. That wasn't a spur-of-the-moment kind of thing. The next one up. I had never heard of this movie. And of course, since I never heard of it, never seen it. But again, was watching a YouTuber. I believe it's called Last Movie Standing is the channel. But he was talking about his favorite, like, modern, I think it was modern 80s movies. So it's basically, again, not films in the 80s, but ones that, you know, are later, you know, in the 2000s that they filmed or whatever, but it's set in the 80s. And this title is Take Me Home Tonight. So I ended up watching it. Out of all the titles that he was talking about at the time, this was the only one that caught my attention. So I went looking. I'm not big on blind buys. I try really hard not to do that because I don't have the income to just throw stuff out, and then if I don't like it, oh well. So I went ahead and searched it, found it on Tubi for free. So watched the movie, loved it, so ended up having to own it. So we picked that one up. I think I got it for like, when I first saw it, and I tried to get it, I think it was like $17 to $20 every time I looked. And then, excuse me, in March, I ended up, finding it for like $7. So I was excited. So back to my animes again. This was also a pre-order, but I went ahead and picked up the movie of Spy Family Code White. Saw this in the movie theaters, loved it. But again, if they're my top animes, I'm going to try to own them. So now I have all of it. The next one up was also a pre-order. This one, it was one of my favorites way, way back in the day. Had it on DVD again. Had also gotten rid of it because I hadn't seen it in forever, and I thought, if I haven't watched it, clearly I don't want it. Which is also why I'm doing what I'm doing. This, last time I didn't watch them to see if I wanted to keep them. I just got rid of them. This time I'm literally watching my entire collection, and deciding then if I'm going to keep them or if they're going. Because there's been a couple titles that I've had. Prime example was this one and the other, but I got Tommy Boy. I'm not a big fan of steelbooks, but sometimes if they're cheaper, or there's a couple times, like I have like Grease 2. I got the steelbook of that one because I loved the cover on it. Same with this one. The other one was just the regular run-of-the-mill, I don't even know if would it have it in here? No. It was the regular cover from way back. But this one, I don't know. It was a funny picture. Also, in the photo, it looks like it's yellow, but it's more of a gold, so it's pretty. But anywho's, yeah, this is one of my favorite Chris Farley movies. So I wanted to own that one. The next ones, these three I got off of eBay because I was actually looking for a title. I remember way back, I think it was on Netflix or something, when I ran across it, saved it to my wish list, then they took it off, and then I never found it again, and I went looking for it, and I couldn't find it on streaming anywhere. But I went on eBay, and I was looking, because if I looked online for ours, it was expensive, and I can't remember if this was the one that was like $40, or maybe not. There was something that was like $40 when I was looking, and I ended up finding, maybe it was this next one after that, but anyways, I picked up Rubber. Never seen it, so this is a blind buy, but I couldn't find it anywhere, and I don't know, something about a story about a murderous tire just sounds up my alley as far as just being a little bit crazy. Not a huge horror fan, but I just, when I start going through my collection as I watch them, you're going to see that I have some titles that, are they great? Is someone else going to be like, oh my gosh, that's a great movie? Probably not, but there's just something about them I love. And so I'm hoping this is going to be one of them. But again, because I didn't want to spend a lot of money, I think I paid $12 for it. This is a Region B, so... but I will say, while we're here, even though we're not really talking about that, it does have a reversible cover on it. But I preferred this side. Alright, next up, let's see, where are we at? We're 18 minutes. Doing a lot better. So this is my second take. I did do this one other time, and it ran like 45 minutes. And I could have tried to chop it up, but the way I was blurting through them and reading, there was no way. And I was trying to make it a bit shorter. But this next one, again, I bought off eBay with the same person, because when I saw the Rubber one, I was like, let me just see what else they have. And I ended up picking up Mrs. Brown's Boys, the really big box. This isn't the entire show. This is, though, the first, it's the first 3 seasons. And then, 11 Christmas specials and the live episode. So it's not the later ones that have come out in the last few years. But again, I know this was one that runs anywhere from like $27 up to like 40 something. And I got it on there for $12. So I was not going to say no to that one. And then while I was on there, I went ahead and picked up Lilo and Stitch. So I used to own Lilo and Stitch. And I don't recall selling it, but it's nowhere to be found. So I don't know what happened to it. So I went ahead, since I tried looking it up here in the States, and the only way I could find it was the like dual pack where it was like Lilo and Stitch 1 and 2. I don't know if it's called Lilo and Stitch 2. I can't remember. Anyways, I didn't want to own 2, and sure, I could have got it because it was just in a 2, like one case. But honestly, if I don't like a movie, I don't want it in my collection. And it's not that I don't like it. I don't want it, though. Like, I love the first one. Second one, I can take it or leave it. So, this is the UK version, though, so it's going to be a little different than ours. So I've read. Just like in a scene or two or something like that. But the cover was really cute. And again, I think I only paid like $12 for this, too. So that's why I grabbed it. We are down to like the last 8. So we're getting there. These next ones I got from Groove. So it's kind of bummed. So those ones that I got from deep discount, the like Lara Croft ones the Tomb Raider ones and Serenity. Groove was doing their like 3 for $30 on 4Ks, I think. And I could have swore I was looking through that list and I saw nothing that I really wanted. But of course, when I went to look, it was literally like the last day or 2 of March. I was like, let me just look. And they had like 2 of those titles on there. And I was like, I could have got... Because I think I want to say I paid like $13 or $15 for those. Where I could have got them for $10. So, I mean, it wasn't a great deal. But anytime I can save money, I want to save money. But anyways, when I went on there, I was looking. And for some reason... I came across the one that... Because I could have got those too, and this one. Van Helsing. I picked this one up. I believe I had this one on DVD way back. I remember selling it because I thought, I don't like it as much as other things. But then last year, when I was out west, I saw it again. And I thought, man, I forgot how good this one is. So, yeah, I went ahead and picked this up. And since I was on that kind of darkish route, I went ahead and picked up my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds. So for $10, I'm like, yeah, okay. I know, like from what I've heard from other people, again, because I've just started watching all these different physical media videos and whatnot. A lot of people that I've come across anyway are saying like, oh, this is... What did they say? Like, anyways, it's not as popular as the others. It's the weakest, I guess they would say, of the bunch. But I don't care. I love this one. So, it's great. I know one of the comments was about the birds where they're like, oh, because, they're going to use practical stuff. They're not going to use actual birds. Why would they have actual birds attacking people? And they didn't have CGI back then to make it look like live birds. So, sure. Is it going to look a little kooky? Maybe. But to me, that just adds to the charm of it. And I know as a kid, this movie, like, scared me. I remember, because we have all these power lines right outside our door. And I remember, like, we would be pulling out to go somewhere. And we would just have lines full of black birds. And that's all I could think of is like, oh my God, they're going to attack us. So, I don't know. It's got a, little special place in my heart. And with those 2, I went ahead and picked up the classic Dracula from Universal. Not big into horror and stuff like that, but I do love, the classic monsters. And so I went ahead and picked this one up. I'm excited to see that. While we're on the subject, though, of course, after I bought all of these, one of my best friends was like, hey, they had bought, like, I guess the whole collection of all the different monsters. and they had an issue with case-wise, so they, had this whole thing. Anyways, they ended up with two copies of two of the monsters, and they were like, hey, do you want them? I said, sure, why not? Had I known I was getting these, I would not have actually picked up Dracula, because he ended up giving me the complete Legacy collection of Frankenstein, and also the complete Legacy collection of Dracula. The only thing that I'm not mad about is because this has all the other movies on it, so, that's no big. I've got, Dracula all by itself, in the 4K, and then this. So it's a little bit of double dipping, but, I didn't pay for this, so, but this will be staying in my collection anyway. And then, so those are all the ones that are March. So like I said, I never spend that much money. That's like insane. Or I shouldn't, money-wise, it probably wasn't that bad, because some of them were like $7 or whatever. But, it does add up really quick. But I never buy that much in a month, much less a year. So, moving forward, you're never going to see a haul like this, most likely. I do have a few titles that I've bought in April that I'll probably do a video on a little bit, or not April, excuse me, May, this month, that I might make a video on, towards the beginning of June, just in case there's another one here or there that I pick up. But, anyways, we're going to go ahead and get through these last three and wrap it all up for you guys. So, these, I picked up in April, and I kind of got back into, I'm in a really big 80s vibe right now. I know this month, watching-wise, I'm really into, like, the 80s fantasy kind of movies. And you'll actually see that in, like, when I do my, I guess, physical media update coming in June for this month. Because the titles that I've bought this month are that. But, anywho's, I went ahead and started picking up, got Adventures in Babysitting. Not that I forgot about this movie, but it wasn't really on my radar. But when I got in my 80s kick, out of nowhere, I just really, really wanted to watch this movie. And so, because I figured, you know what, I'm probably going to like this, and I just kind of went on, I think I was buying something off of Amazon, and I just kind of looked into my DVD/Blu-ray wish list, and this was like $7. So I went ahead and grabbed it. So yeah, this is the start of my 80s kind of shenanigans happening right now. The next one, I've actually been really wanting this one, but it was always on the expensive side, and even when it dropped to 40, I don't know. It's a lot, because you get all the seasons, plus you get, like, the animated series and whatnot. I don't know. I just never wanted to throw down $40 for anything. But, it was on during this Shout, member sale or something that was running for, 24 hours or something. But I went ahead and picked up the entire collection of Alf. I'm waiting for them, because I messaged them. It was from Shout Factory, because the third, I think it's this one right here. It might be that one, but I think it's this one. When I opened it up, a bunch of the little things around the spindle, or whatever you want to call it, in here, this little thing here was all busted. So a lot of my discs were everywhere. Thankfully, nothing is actually scratched, surprisingly. But they don't really sit in there very well, so I contacted them. They said they were going to try to replace the case, but I'm just sitting here waiting, so I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. They got back to me really quick, and then they were like, oh, I'm going to send this on up to get it, talk. Oh, yeah, we're going to send this, and if I'm going to I hope I get a replacement. If not, I'm just going to be super, super careful so I don't damage any discs if they fall out. But anywho's, and the last one. This one is easily one of my top 10 favorite movies. I've been wanting an update or upgrade for this because I do own the DVD of it. And I'll probably be keeping the DVD just because nostalgic reasons. But normally I will usually get rid of, if I've upgraded, I get rid of the other ones. But Hackers, I think I'm going to keep. I probably should have said that over, right? Let me show that. But Hackers, again, I got the Steelbook. I would have preferred just the regular one because, again, I'm not a huge fan of Steelbooks. But for some reason, the other one was more expensive than just buying the Steelbook. Go figure. So I even had to stop and look. I was like, wait, is it the 4K one? Maybe I picked up the Blu-ray. But I went ahead. I got this one off of... I can't remember. Was it Groove? Or was it Shout Factory again? I can't remember. Whoever did this. All I know is it was normally... I think it runs like 30 on up, and they had it on sale for like 21, so I went ahead and grabbed it. But yeah, one of my top 10 favorite movies. I love this one, so I'm excited to see the upgraded version of it. But anywho's, I managed to do it, guys. All right, instead of, like I said, I think it was like running 45-50 minutes on that last the first time I did it. We got it down to like 31 minutes, maybe by the time I get done talking 32, 33. But that is it. If you guys are still here, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and going through all the shenanigans that I picked up in March and April. Again, what I'm planning on doing is actually focusing on my physical media collection, and figured, I would go ahead and document it a little bit along the way. And each month I try to get in as many movies as I can. I don't get a lot in. I think one of them is like, if I get 6 movies in a month, I'll be happy. Sometimes I watch a bunch, and then out of nowhere, I'll just stop watching them for a week or two. But yeah, so I'll probably be doing ones where it's like, movies that I watch for the month, movies that I'm, keeping and getting rid of, that'll all be combined. And then it depends. If I pick up a decent amount, like 3 or 4 movies, I might show that, in a separate video, or I might just put them all together and be like, oh, these are what I bought, and then this is what I've watched. We're just going to play it by ear and see, because some months I may not buy anything. I probably won't, because right now I work retail, and our store is like, or our entire company has been liquidated. So I just got word today that our store is actually closing at the end of the month. So I'm going to be without a job. So there's going to be no buying for me at all. Or at least, very minimum, unless I'm selling something and I'm able to get, $20 to spend on a movie or something like that. But anywho's, not here to talk about that. Again, thank you guys for hanging out with me. And, I'll see you along my physical media journey. All right. Until next time. Take care, guys. Bye.